What do you and guacamole have in common? Well, you're both extra. What do I mean by that? We're going to talk about it on this episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, so stay tuned. I'm Cristy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome back to another episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Cristy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer. And I'm already smiling because I know you're smiling. You're like, what? Like if I didn't have so much Botox in my forehead, I'd be raising one eyebrow like, what, Cristy? What do you mean by that? But we are on this episode talking about it's okay to be extra. And what do we even mean by extra? And I wanted to call it like maybe it's okay to fuss. But you know what? Cari came up with a great idea. Cari, where did you come up with this idea?
Great question. I saw a hilarious meme. That's not how I came up with it, but I want to tell you. And it says, it's okay, guacamole. I'm extra too. And I was like, yep. I need that on a t-shirt. So at the time of this recording, we have an amazing program called the VIP coaching program. If you go to coderedlifestyle.com/VIP, you can check out the details, but you can either work with Cristy or myself. You'll want to pick me. Okay. Just teasing. You will. But Cristy's people do get a monthly breakfast at the time of this recording. So it's a pretty good deal. So anyway, one of the things that's included in it is a weekly meeting. And one of my rebels, and she doesn't care if I use her name is Cari. She lives in New York City. I just love her. She talked about this concept. And I thought it was so genius that I told Cristy, and we have to do a podcast on it. And it's the idea of feeling bad and worrying what other people think, and the concept of being extra. And she used the word fussy or fuss. It's a very New York way of saying it, don't you think, Cristy? Mm-hmm. You lived in New York City.
Yeah, I lived there for 5 years, and this was back in the day when New York was magical. But yeah, that's a very good point. Fussy. I don't see this at all. Like but see, I have a very different, this is why I'm glad we're talking about this. And I'm glad that you're on here, because this is a whole different perspective. What you're getting ready to say and the way I think about it is totally different.
I know. And what I thought was interesting when I was talking to the group about it after Cari brought it up was I was like, Cristy Code Red doesn't struggle with this, but a lot of us, especially women, we struggle with the idea of being extra, like guacamole, or being fussy. Cristy, is it okay if I read your email to you?
Yeah, I think that it would give everybody some context about, because I think maybe people might be still a little confused where we're going with this.
So I'm looking up at the top of my screen, I have the email open. So that's, if you see my eyes shifting around, that's what I'm doing. I'm not looking at a dog who's doing something wrong, which is usually what I'm doing. Okay. So Cari, and I have her permission to use her name and her email. She said, so last night I thought of something. How can I'm paraphrasing a little bit. How can I overcome the feeling of fuss, or as we'll say in this email, in this podcast, the feeling of being extra? Today we drove to see my daughter's dance performance, and we were going to leave, stay the night. She said, here's what I had to bring. Number 1, my body scale, meaning the scale she stands on to get her weight, her travel one, her travel food scale, her pre-planned and pre-measured food for the weekend, her Code Red supplements, her vitamins, her probiotic, her sleeping things. Number 5, she needed to bring her Redmond salt. Number 6 is her Fitbit. Then she needed her water bottles, her electrolyte replacement. In this case, for her, it was her HydraCharge. She needed to bring all of her personal things like skin stuff. I mean, Cristy and I know that we can't go anywhere without our skin stuff. That's not a Code Red item. Also, she needed to bring her headphones so she could listen to the messages from me that she gets daily in the VIP coaching program. And also, she likes to listen to Code Red podcasts. And so do you. So she had to bring her headphones, and she needed her gum. And also, she mentioned it later, her nightly tea. She drinks a hot cup of tea in the evenings to stay on track with not eating anything late. And I started to pull into focus how all of this supports me. And it brings about the success that is required. And I need to be grateful for being extra. And this is the meat and potatoes right here, Cristy, or the meat and broccoli, whatever we say in Code Red. When I remove one or two of these items out of my routine, don't take it with me, my game slips further. And the one thing she said a little bit lower down right here was the best. It was the best. She said, I have to get into this in my head. She said, some things alter, but I'm guessing not much. You need the scaffolding to succeed. You have to have the scaffolding. And that's the structure of a building. What if I just tell my body what I want and it just to listen to without all the fuss? I think that the question is, am I worthy of being extra? Am I worthy of being fussy? Am I unquestionably, is it okay that I practice this being fussy and being extra, that I bring all the tools with me? Is it normal? When do I stop feeling bad about it? So the email kind of goes on, but the thing that I thought was really good was when she talked about the scaffolding and she said, I have to be grateful for being extra. So that was the letter from Cari. What do you think, Cristy?
I first want to thank Rebel Cari for sending this in and for giving us this idea and for allowing us to share your words with the world, because I think that this podcast is going to really bring a lot of hope and healing to a lot of people who at least feel understood and feel validated and know that you're not alone in this whole thing. And I'm as I'm listening to this, I'm thinking, why haven't we talked about this before? Probably we have in some form, but nobody's quite put it into words like she has. That is so true. Now, again, I'm not a mother of human children. I am a dog mom, for whatever that's worth. And I've never had human kids before. And so I guess I just don't battle with what other people think about me and worry that I'm putting people out. So I hear this and it's confusing to me. I just go like, why would anybody ever think that? Why would anybody ever think that this is even a problem or even an issue or wasting brain space? I mean, Cari, I'm getting ready to go to Mom's house after we record this, after my meetings, after we record this and stuff. I'm going to go to Mom's house and spend the night. And because I do that, I do that at 46 years old, you guys, because I still go to our 70-year-old mother's house and I still go like, Mom. And she's like, what does my sweet baby need? You know, oh my gosh. And I got to pack Hazel's food. I keep some food at Mom's house now because I'm there all the time. I got to pack all my stuff. I guess I'm packing a lot. I'm pretty extra. I'm packing a lot of things just to go to Mom's house to spend the night.
I started watching something on Netflix. I was working the night shift and it was like the crazy ultra, like almost like the lifestyles of the rich and famous, but not like that. But it was like the updated, the 2020s version of that. And we always joke like there's rich, but then there's like private jet rich with like your initials in the seats and the leather. And those people are very extra. And I think part of our guilt for being extra comes from seeing people that are ultra extra and not wanting to seem like that. I never want to seem like I have to bring 18 bags to go on a trip. I never want to seem like I need to have somebody that travels with me so they can zip up the back of my dress. I never want to seem like I'm the kind of person that can't even turn on a stove. Like we've seen, remember when Paris Hilton was really popular way back in our day, and she had her little show with Nicole Richie and she didn't know how to do anything. She had no idea how to sweep, how to mop, how to do anything. And we all laughed and made fun. So I think inherently we, especially as women, we have this need to want to seem competent, to not seem like those crazy rich people that can't, I mean, Cristy, one episode I watched, the gal lived in New York City and she had to push her one bag, probably maybe a quarter of a block because the car couldn't get right up to her building. Cristy, I joke you not. She was like, I am not used to this. And I thought, you literally pushed a bag not even, I don't even know how much a quarter of a block is, but like not even a football field length. Like I was like, oh my gosh. So I think as women, Cristy, we don't want to seem like we can't do that. So I think that probably brings on this guilt of being extra or fussy that Cari's talking about.
Yeah. Now, we come from, and you battle, you're so much better than before, but, you have, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you apologize and you've gotten better, but you apologize for things that you shouldn't apologize for. And I think we get that from our mom. I don't have this problem, but we get this from our mom because our mom, Mama Carol, I think she's even gotten a little bit better, but she'll go to a restaurant and she'll over explain herself as far as she feels guilty asking for the egg to be cooked a certain way or the steak to be cooked a certain way. And Mom and I go out to eat a lot, and so I'm with her a lot, and she just goes, well, what do I need? Well, and she won't send something back if it's not right. And she just, I don't know. I just want to, and you'll go. And then I notice from you, I think we get this kind of from our mom, or you get this from Mom, is you'll say, is that okay? Is that okay if I do that? Is that okay? And you're always asking if it's okay. And I'm like, we're paying for the meal. Like we're leaving a 20% tip. Why do you say, why are you asking the waitress if it's okay to get a refill of coffee?
I think it's because, Cristy, I mean, that's a great point. And I've gotten a lot better about not apologizing. I think it's that we want to walk that fine line between seeming like a Karen and then being, independent and being okay that I want, lukewarm water, or it's okay that I want my steak cooked rare and you brought it medium well. That's, it's okay. It's giving ourselves permission to take care of ourselves. And I think especially as mothers that we go through this thing where everybody always needs something. And I know that, I don't know if you know what that's like. And again, that's not a critical thing, but even remember when Hazel was a puppy, just let me give you an example. This is just a Cari and Cristy moment. But do you remember when Hazel was a puppy and she wasn't potty trained and you sacrificed your sleep to make sure that Hazel learned about going potty? So a lot of that is real similar to motherhood, is that everybody needs something from you all the time. It doesn't matter if they're 17 or if they're 2. It's not quite as bad when they get older, but they still need something all the time. If I'm having a bad day and Anne-Marie comes in and she has had a bad day, my emotions and whatever I'm going through has to take a back seat because I have to help her manage her emotions. So I can't be extra in that moment. And then you do feel guilty for saying, okay, I'm a little stressed. I'm going to go upstairs and instead of eating, instead of cheating, instead of reaching out to food, especially if I'm trying to lose weight, if a person is taking their life back and they're a code red rebel, and I need to go upstairs and get in the bath. Well, then you feel guilty because you go, well, the dishes aren't done, or the floors aren't clean, or I probably could mop, or I probably could pay a few bills, or I probably could go check on my code red emails. Maybe somebody needs me. So I think it's a weird thing, especially as a mom, that we feel guilty for being extra or fussy. I know exactly what Cari is talking about in her email.
And I know we feel like we don't want to put other people out because we're on a weight loss journey. We don't want to put other people out because we're choosing to take our life back. And so we don't want to, and to me, I think if it's part of, what I pay for, if it's part of what is coming to me anyway, then why would I feel, I don't feel like I ask for anything. I was sitting here racking my brains like, oh my gosh, if I crossed the line where the lady doesn't want to walk a quarter of a block, am I like that? Because I know that here at the hotel, part of what I pay for in my very, very expensive HOA dues is for my packages to be delivered to my condo door. And when I know my package has been delivered, I get like to the hotel, but it hasn't been brought up yet. I want it brought up in the next 10 minutes. Like I want it brought up pretty quick. And so I can feel myself kind of turning into a Karen. Like, listen, like, are you going to bring it up or do I need to come down and get it? Cause I need it. I want my packages. So I think that I have crossed over that line a little bit, but I certainly don't apologize for it. But I think we worry that we're putting other people out and that we're leaving a bad impression of, and then everybody's going to talk about us when we walk away.
Just to clarify, you're a total Karen when it comes to the packages. No, I'm just, just teasing you. I'm teasing you.
The hotel staff talks about me like, oh, Cristy, I don't know. They're all so
I'm teasing.
nice.
No, it's an expectation you have. I was just being a jerk. No, just to clarify, you're a Karen. No, you're a Karen if you call every 5 minutes. Hey,
Right.
Brandon was in the hospital recently and I had to be a total Karen. I had to get salty to get what I needed. And that's a situation. But I think if you pay for it, it's reasonable that you'll get it. But I think it's interesting that we have to really, I think what the takeaway here, or one point I want to make, is that we have to lean into being okay with being extra. We have to say, we're not being a jerk about it. It's not like we're sitting at the table and going, just a moment, I need to take out my food scale so I can weigh and measure all of my food. You just take it out and you set it down. You don't, you're not with a group of friends and you get ready to fill up your Code Red water bottle, available at coderedlifestyle.com/shop. And you don't pull it out and go, just a minute, I need to fill up my water bottle. This is water bottle number 3, and I'll need to put some HydraCharge in there. I mean, you're not being, there's a difference between being a Karen, I hate to use that term, but being a jerk about it and just doing what you do. And it's okay. Cristy, when you come to my house and it's time for you to go to bed, your blue light glasses go on. You get into your pajamas. You take your, if you're going to take something to help you sleep, you turn down the lights. We bring down the conversation. You're not like, everyone, I am starting my bedtime routine. So I think there's a difference. You're practicing self-care, but you don't have to be a jerk about it. And I think that moms in general, we're like, oh, if I take my food scale, if I pack my own food, people are going to perceive me as being way too extra instead of just a little bit extra. And I think we just need to get over it, because the truth is, like Cristy always says, you can't pour from an empty cup. And if you don't take care of yourself and you don't get your health under control and you don't get your weight to a manageable level, then you are not going to be effective for anybody in your life, let alone it's a little bit of being extra is okay if it helps you take your life back.
Cari mentioned my VIP. We both have a VIP program, and mine does come with a monthly breakfast to those who want to attend. And we just had our second monthly breakfast yesterday, and it was so much fun. There were 10 of us there. And it was funny because just I could tell as everybody sat there, and all my people are in weight loss mode, and they all are on a home study program, which means they all have customized numbers, and they all had their food scales out in front of them. So I had to reiterate to them, now listen, everybody, when Pat, our waitress, comes back around and you order, please do not hesitate ordering from the a la carte menu, modifying what you're looking for to make sure that make it very clear to Pat that you're looking for, egg whites, or you're looking for like whatever your little modification is. I want a quarter of an avocado, or go ahead and bring a half and I'll share it with, like, don't hesitate. And you could see the look on their face that they were hesitating in their mind, sis. And I could read it on their faces. And I said, listen, they love us here. It's no big deal. I'm paying for it. It's okay. Order the way you need to order for it to fit into your custom program numbers. Just don't worry. Don't be nice about it. Of course, they love us here. This is their job. They want to wait on us. It's their joy to wait on us. They're glad that I brought my group in there, and they're not offended. So stop worrying so much. And I had to say it, and then I had to reiterate it again to the girls. And then everybody just took their time to order the way that they needed to order according to what their pre-planned, pre-measured, and pre-logged meal was for that morning. But I could see the hesitation on their faces.
And I think that we need to, okay, let me back up. Let me just say this again. Cristy and I don't care what people think about us. And I don't think that everyone's there. And that's okay. I think that sometimes Cristy and I are like, why do you care? And we say, you need to stop caring. And I realize that there are people that have been listening to us that are like, Cari, Cristy, I just can't quite do that. I can't quite stop caring. I can't quite just be like, I do not care if you like me. I do not care if you like what I'm doing. I don't care if you agree with my lifestyle. It doesn't matter to me. Some of you are not quite there, and that's okay. But I think that if you can take this concept of being extra or being fussy. And you can, number one, realize how much is adding to your life. But number two, if you can just start to categorize it as self-care. So Cristy, when your ladies were ordering and they were ordering off the menu appropriately and they had their little food scales out and they were weighing and they were measuring and they were logging, that is a form of taking care of yourself, just like going to get a massage, just like going to get your hair done, just like going to get your nails done. Any of those things, why do we, and this is Cari's point, why do we think of these things, all the 12 things she brought with her on a trip, why do we think of that any different than, you know what, I'm going to get petty with my friends, Mimosa Saturday, petty Saturday. Why do we think that's any different than taking what we need to be successful on Code Red? So we need to shift our mind from, it's just, oh, I'm sorry, let me get my scale out, to I'm taking care of myself.
Yeah, 100%. I went to a business trip in Vegas here recently, and I was sitting at breakfast. And because I was a single, I was sitting at the bar, and there was plenty of room between myself and the person next to me for me to set up my computer and my phone. But I always set it up on a tripod, just like this. I'm holding my phone up. You can get this off Amazon, and it clamps to the phone and it holds the phone. That way it keeps the phone up at my eye level and I'm not craning my neck, and it's just easier for me to work that way. Well, this guy sitting next to me, a couple seats down, I wasn't crowding anybody. I was within my space because I would never encroach on someone else's space. He said, "What are you going to do? Take videos of your food?" And I said to him, "Why don't you mind your own business?"
You did not.
Just like that. I said, "Yeah, why don't you mind your own business?" And that was the look on my face. And I was cranky anyway that morning because I'd been up since 4. I'd already run 3 miles. I'd already lifted, and and I like, and it just, and you know what? I'm sure he thought I was extra. He thought I was definitely a side of guacamole. And I don't even have the slightest, like, he needs to mind his own business. And these people making these comments to you, like, and then he goes like that. I said, I'm going to be working, which is probably what you need to be doing, is what I said to him. And like, cause we're all there for the business conference. And I could tell that he was a business guy, but it was just so like, mind your own business, worry about what you got to do. I mean, I'm getting ready to come to your house, sis, and I'm bringing Hazel with me. That's a whole other level of packing. I've got to pack a whole other level of stuff. It's it's similar to having a toddler. I think I got to have her stuff. I got to think ahead. I got to think of what she needs. She's going to be on the plane with me. What do I need? I need a baby blanket. I need bones. I need toys that she hasn't used, and like, guys, you have got way too much to worry about to think about what other people are thinking about you. You do you, boo.
But not everybody's there yet, Cristy.
Yeah.
They're just
I'm
not
hoping.
there.
Yes.
I can't believe you said that. Maybe he was flirting with you.
No, it was a rude comment. What you going to do? Take videos of your phone, videos of your food? Well, and then he got a rude awakening. That's not how you flirt with a girl. Like, what's wrong with you? What the heck is wrong with you, you idiot? Are you not in this day and age where most of us run online companies? Like, what is wrong with you, you idiot? Like, Cari's kids were fighting one time when they were little, and the little girl said to her brother, "You're an idiot." He said, "What did you say?" I said, "You're an idiot." He goes, "What did you say?" She said, "Idiot." So the dude was an idiot to even say that. So you can tell I have very little tolerance for that kind of stuff. Like, I am not in anybody's way. I'm not forcing anybody to take care of I'm getting my own stuff. Nobody influences what I've got to do. I've got to stay on track with what I've got to do, because my goals are gonna, like, I can't explain to the judges when I get on stage April 30th for my competition, and the judge says, "Yeah, Cristy, you're not even in the top 5." I can't say to them, "Well, listen, my sister's husband had surgery and I had to fly out there, and then I had to take my dog because my mom couldn't babysit for me." I can't. Then they don't care. And the bottom line is, you got to take care of you, because don't nobody care. You're really the only one that's going to show up for you anyway.
It's true. And we have to stop feeling guilty about being extra within reason. You're going to have a Code Red bag full of stuff. When I go to work, Sorry, I had a hair right in the middle of my face. When I go to work at the ICU, I don't even feel bad about bringing my extra bag because it's got my dinner or whatever, whenever I'm going to eat in the middle of the night. If I do eat, it's got my Code Red water bottle and my HydraCharge. And usually I've just got Code Red stuff. I've got a whole bag. And the only reason I need that bag is because I'm on track with eating. If I weren't on track, I would stop at Carl's Jr. I would grab a double McHappy double with extra fries and a big drink like everybody else does. Yep. And I would head into work with that in my jacket. That would be it, and my car keys. And then I would eat that big old whatever, drink that big old pop. And, maybe I threw a couple candy bars in my pocket. And that's what people do. They come in completely unprepared because they don't want to be extra. And so we're saying to you, it's okay to be extra. It's okay to be guacamole. It's okay to be a side of sour cream. It's okay. You are taking good care of yourself and you're taking back your health, and you are going to be able to give to your family, give to your friends, give to your job, because your cup will be full, because there is no feeling. And I have eaten every kind of food I can think of, Cristy, but there is no feeling like being able to fit into something and feel good about yourself walking out the door. Nothing I have ever eaten has compared to that feeling. And I think that anybody that has lost weight can agree with me on that one.
And I've lost over 20 pounds and I love the way I feel. And I don't ever want to go back. I know that two things I want to say when I go to mom's house, which, like I said, I've been going a lot because I really like being over there. She's got a doggy door. She's got the hot tub. I have a little spot cleared on the counter that she has cleared for me for my things. There's a HydraCharge. I mean, it's my phone charger, my HydraCharge, my bottled water. Like it's my little spot on the counter, and I just put all my stuff there. And I've got my all my food she even has a little spot in her cupboard for my food. And then in the bathroom, she's got a little spot cleared for all my things. It's because I bring a lot of stuff. And I do. And the other thing I was going to say was when I go to the gym and I train with Eric, I'm one of those loud people. I've learned. I didn't used to be, but I'm one of the loud people. And I said at one point, I apologized. I'm so sorry because I was just, like grunting it out the last 3 reps or whatever. And like, I've got tears coming down. I got snot coming out of my nose. Like I'm really busting my butt. And I said at one point, I'm sorry, Eric, I'm so loud. And he goes, no, don't nobody care about in here. Like, don't nobody care, And I was just like, oh, thank you. So I guess we want to say to you, don't nobody care that you're screaming during your last 3 reps. We don't care. We're just glad you are here. These guys watching me in the gym, you should have heard it. I was doing something tough and they were like, go, Cristy, go. That's what we're saying to you, man. Go, go, go. The TSA stops you and they want to test your HydraCharge, make sure it's not Coke. That's okay. Let them test it, and give them the Code Red 15 discount so they can get their own flavor. It just doesn't matter if it takes you a little longer to get through TSA because you've got your extra Code Red stuff. We are behind you. We're cheering for you. We say go, 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 because you're getting closer to being at your goal and you're putting yourself first and you're taking your life back.
And one last point I want to make about this, Cristy, is that one thing that Cari said in her email is that I need to celebrate being fussy. Celebrate it. And that's kind of what you're saying. Like, we're behind you, we're cheering for you, but you celebrate it because you're fastidious, because you're a little extra, because you're fussy. That's why you've lost weight. That's why your health is better. That's why your A1C is better. That's why your blood work looks better. That's why your clothes look better. That's why you've been able to get rid of a whole bag of clothes out of your closet. All those things, all that crossing every T and dotting every I has led you to where you are today. And you absolutely should be proud of yourself about that. And you should celebrate being a little bit of a Karen. It's okay. Also, mom has spoiled you rotten. That's all I want to say.
I know. She totally has.
What the crap?
We don't, exercise is not a way to address a weight problem. And we do not, you can lose all the weight you want without ever having to exercise. You just do it through a diet, really. But I want to say that over Thanksgiving, and it always happens every year. There's always the families the family members that make fun of the other family members because they want to do the Thanksgiving Day run before the Thanksgiving dinner. And so they asked if the family can push the dinner back to like 3 so we can get completed with our Thanksgiving Day 5K and then get home and get showers and then we can be over by 3. Is that okay? And then the rest of the family the rest of the family makes fun of them, or the rest of the family huffs and puffs because this side of the family, they want to do the fun run, right? Well, what is, I would love for the Terhurst family to say, can we have Thanksgiving dinner at 4? Because we want to do the fun run before the Thanksgiving. I would love that. Why aren't we celebrating fussy people? Because these people they're trying to get healthy in the way that they're doing it. And same thing with you. Like, I don't know why we're giving people a hard time when they, when they're making healthy choices. And you know what? I'm glad you're being fussy. I'm glad you're being extra, and you stand up for you. We're behind you.
Celebrate being a little bit extra. Celebrate your fussiness. I love it. You be extra if you want. Just don't be so extra that you got to hire someone to zip your dress. That's the kind of extra that we don't want to see. But you be extra. And you know what? Every single time you do, you are going to win. You are going to fill your own cup. And Cristy and I are really proud of you. And thank you to Cari. I agree with Cristy. Thank you for bringing up this topic, because we have to stop feeling guilty for doing what we need to be healthy.
Yeah. Well, you better clear a spot on your counter for me, sis, to put all my stuff. You would let me do the same thing.
I would. You could move in. I'd be like, here's your desk.
Here's your spot. Clearing out a spot. Oh gosh. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. 75 cents for extra guacamole. Come on. I don't go to Chipotle. There's one across the street, but I know that they got a lot of guacamole over there. I was just thinking about that. I haven't eaten anything like that in a while. And we will see you on the next one. Thank you for joining us, guys. Take care. Hey, I'm Cristy Code Red, and thank you for listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you want to stay connected to other rebels like you, join us in our private network. Our Code Red app is a one-stop shop, free from ads, algorithms, and censorship, and a place where you can see, listen, and watch everything Code Red. You'll be encouraged, motivated, and fired up to stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. Get recipe ideas, tips, tricks, and help from coaches, mentors, and other rebels. You can also purchase products, programs, and coaching all right there in one place. And if you have any trouble navigating the app, we're right there to help you. Go to coderedlifestyle.com/APP to join for free. And I'll see you on the next episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle.